everyone, this is Taylor Western and welcome to Speed Sheets. I like to work with kids and their families and getting kids really involved in the kitchen and finding food fun. So it is Saturday morning and we are doing brunch. So this recipe is a candied bacon. What I like about this is that it's a different play up on a typical breakfast food, and it's a great way to get herbs involved in the kitchen. So I have some rosemary here. And what I've done is I've just layered the bacon out and I've preheated the oven for 400 degrees. Now I'm taking my sage and ripping it up and putting it on our bacon. Now, what I like about this recipe is you can get kids really involved. Obviously the pan's not hot, so you can have your kids season it. So and you can also have them rip up the herbs. So I'm ripping up the sage right here and sprinkling it right on top of our bacon. And then I have some butter that I'm going to just put a little bit on because it doesn't like butter and bacon. And this is just a super easy recipe. You can do it really quick. And I like it because it's good for the summer, because if you have herbs in your garden like I do, another great way to have your kids involved in the kitchen, or involved in the kitchen, because you can have them pick their own plants or pick their own vegetables or fruit and then bring it in to cook, or herbs for that matter. If you don't have a backyard, you can always have an herb garden to have them pull the herbs off. Especially with all kids at home right now, that's just a good fun activity to do at the house. So I put some sage, some rosemary ripped up, and then I have some thyme. And like I said, it's just a great fine motor task to have kids just pull the leaves off the stems. A nice sensory task because you can have them layer out the bacon because it's a wet texture. You can talk about what colors you see, and you could talk about the texture of it. Is it soft? Is it smooth? Is it wet? What does it smell like? So this, not only is this a good language task, but it's also a good feeding task because you're talking about the foods without actually eating them. Because a lot of times when kids are picky, they have to see food several times before they actually eat it. And that's my dog Otis, who is barking. So, all right, so I'm gonna put some cinnamon on my bacon because then we get that cinnamon and maple syrup. I'm gonna add some nutmeg. It smells delicious. And then I'm gonna add some brown sugar. You can have your kids sprinkle brown sugar. I know it's sugar, but if you want, you can have your kids taste it. So if they're used to white sugar, you can feel it. It's kind of like that sand that kids have or that moon sand that kids play with in daycare. So you can have them play just with the brown sugar on their high chair. So I'm sprinkling that on. And then I have some paprika. And then our last thing is maple syrup. Now I also like to add the maple syrup when right before I take it out of the oven, so it gets extra sweet. So I'm just adding some maple syrup right on. Okay. And then this is gonna go in the oven at 400 degrees. So I'm gonna put this in the oven, and then we are going to serve this with some roasted potatoes. I put that recipe up earlier, and then my brother's gluten-free. He was on the earlier video. My brother has autism, so I was having him in the kitchen. I would make roasted potatoes. That's a good way to change from French fries. So I'm serving that with this, and then we're having gluten-free pancakes because it's gluten-free. So that is all for today, and I will see you guys later. Bye.